Hey y'all. Remember me telling you that since I didn't want children, God gives me grown children? So my friend thought it would be a great idea to give a gummy, half of a gummy, a marijuana gummy, human grade to Milo. Milo's not a human. You do not give dogs human medicine unless your doctor tells you it's okay. Your veterinarian tells you it's okay. So he was going from chill to jittery to hyper to chill, jittery, hyper, can't stand straight, kind of leaning to the side, the whole bit. And I'm freaking out. I'm watching, I have my hand on his chest and I'm feeling his heart rate is very, very low. His eyes are rolling back in his head and I'm freaking out, calmly freaking out. So I called my veterinarian. There is an emergency number. I said, his wife answered the phone and I said, is this Mrs. So-and-so? She said, yes. I said, I am sorry to call you at this hour, but can I please talk to Dr. You know? And she said, hold on, please. And I'm trying not to cry, so she knows I'm stressed. Okay, I'm not just calling to talk to your husband because I want to know how his day is. I'm freaking out. She puts him on the phone, and I said, what do I do? He gave him, human grade marijuana bite, gummy, whatever. What do I do? He's jittery and he's just not doing well. He said, how much does he weigh? And I told him he's about 90, I don't know, 92 to 94 pounds, somewhere in there. I'm not really sure. So in the 90s, okay? He said, you can give him 4 Benadryl tablets. You do not want to give dogs liquid Benadryl because that makes them foam at the mouth. Don't ask me how I know. I probably went through it. I'm just saying. So, I had to leave late. Find a gas station. He said, is Walmart open? Is your Walmart? Oh, I said, Walmart's closed. They close at 11. He said, they're not open 24 hours a day. I said, no. They used to be, but they're not anymore. He said, gas stations are open. I'm like, that's true. And he told me to get some Benadryl tablets. Like I said, not the liquid. And you have to do it according to the dog's weight. You don't just give them what you want to give them. It's just not a wise idea. I follow the doctor to a T. And I went ahead and went to the gas station, got it, trying to decide how I'm going to get it in him because he's not really wanting to drink water or anything. He's just in a zone. So I'm trying to entice him to open his mouth, and I'm going to drop these 4 pills down the hatch, and I have a syringe that doesn't have a needle on it. And normally he likes drinking water from that. We make a joke and say we're giving him a hit of water. But I filled it up with as much water as I could get in it and dropped the pills down. He did not fight me, thankfully. He did not fight me. And I went ahead and gave it to him, and medicine's down the hatch, and now it's a waiting game. Hopefully he'll be back to normal when he wakes up. I don't know what possessed him to do that. I don't. It's like dealing with a college kid. That's not cute. That's not funny. You don't do that. You could kill him. They are not supposed to have human grade medicine. Now, there are some medicines that humans take that animals can also take, but that is only under the supervision of your veterinarian, not because you decided that it's not going to hurt them. Because if your dog dies, you can only blame yourself. And by then it's too late. You did not go to school for veterinarian. You don't have a licensure. You don't need to be practicing medicine without a license. You can research, but I would talk to a vet first. Okay? Do you know how scary it is for me to watch his eyes roll back in his head? I ain't gonna lie, I cried a couple of times. I didn't get hysterical. I guess, you have that part of your brain that deals with trauma that says, okay, we've done the tears. Now we got to roll up our sleeves and figure out what needs to happen now. And so now it's just a waiting game that should counter what Dumbbell gave him, and hopefully everything will be good to go. It's a lesson well learned for anyone who decides, oh, this ought to be funny. It's not funny. It's stupid and irresponsible. So if you're ever thinking about doing that, don't do that shit. It's not cute. Don't be giving them beer. Don't give them champagne. Do not give them anything that they are not supposed to have. Good Lord, it makes me tired. But, anyway, there's a couple of things that I need to get for my upcoming surgery. One of the things I found my plastic sleeve for my leg. It has a waterproof rubberized gasket or silicone. I don't know what it's made of, but it's got a gasket on the top that doesn't allow water to get in. I couldn't find it initially, and I told myself I am going to search and search, and hopefully I can find it, because that'll save me money having to be put in a position where I have to get another one. I did find it, so thankfully I can take a shower whenever I need to, or whenever they tell me I can, whatever the case. I mean, it's not going to get wet. Yeah, I've used it before when I broke my leg. Your bandages absolutely cannot get wet, because if they do, they have to rebandage, because if they don't, you could get an infection because you're not healed yet. And you know what I mean? It's just something you want to avoid. Plastic bag is just messy and a pain in the behind. This is designed for your leg. They have some for your arm in case you break your arm and you can't get your arm wet. It's just imperative that you keep those bandages dry. So there's another thing that I need to get. I can't get it at this current moment because I'm trying to pay as many bills as I can, so that, you know, I need to get, it's a leg pillow. It's an elevated leg pillow. So when I'm just laying down and I'm chilling, and I'm not icing it, I can just have it elevated on a special pillow. Those are not cheap, so it's got to, I got to wait until I can do that. So that's what's going on there. And I've got some cleaning and organizing with clothes, and I've got like a clothing tornado going on. I got clothes everywhere, so I'm gonna have to organize those. And what I do is I just turn some music on and I jam while I'm working, because you're doing something mundane that you don't really want to do, and sometimes you drag your feet because you really, really, really don't want to do it. But you put some music on, it distracts your brain. You could kind of groove while you're working, and it makes it a lot easier and more fun. So that's what I'm going to end up doing. Cleaning. I've washed sheets on the bed, but before surgery, the night before, you have to wash your sheets again. Regardless of if you recently washed them, you have to wash them again, because you want to reduce as many microbes, bacteria, that'll get in contact with your skin after surgery. You don't want that. So, I wash sheets in hot water anyway, obviously soap and hot water, just to kill, bacteria that's on there. So the night before surgery, it's something I have to do. So I'm just trying to get things done slowly, like I said, getting bills paid. So it's one less thing I have to worry about. And that's what's going on. I'll keep y'all posted on everything, and I love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.